See you, buddy. Have a good day. I'll miss you. Save that one for later. I love you. Man, I love that kid. There's nothing like coming home after a busy day and seeing him run up to me and give me a big old hug. For just a moment, it's as if nothing else in the world matters. I didn't always feel that way. I remember when I first found out I was pregnant, I was told that the child I was carrying was going to be a bringer of peace. Now, I love my Lord and may his word be fulfilled, but peace is not how I would have described it. No. It was a mess. I was messy. It was messy. You Google messy, you see a picture of me holding my son in a stinky barn with a bunch of crazy animals, and don't even get me started on those shepherds. Yay, shepherds! No, it was not what I had intended when I typed up my birth plan. It wasn't the only plan that didn't go quite as I intended. I remember from a very early age, I had a relationship plan all worked out. It was a very detailed list. I love my lists. Step 1, meet a guy. Joseph, check. You should all meet him. He's a great guy. He's got beautiful eyes, a smile that just lights up the room. And those muscles. Sorry. Moving on. Step 2, flirt with said guy. Check. Step 3, get married. Hashtag, it's complicated. Step 4, travel. Well, we did that. We went from Nazareth to Bethlehem at 9 months pregnant. Not a fun road trip. Yeah, ruined backpacking for me. Never again. And step 5, have children. So things didn't happen in the order I had expected, and more importantly, the order that my mother insisted upon. I can still hear her now. First you get the ring and the rest comes after the wedding. Whoops. She had a plan and I had a plan, but God had a very, very different plan. It happened. I was pregnant, and not just like, cute little Duchess of Sussex, baby bump, Princess Meghan kind of pregnant. No! I was like all over pregnant. Like the puffy face, the belly out to here, and the cankles. Whew. How does Princess Meghan walk in those high heels? Can someone tell me? I mean, I was lucky if I could waddle across my living room in my slippers. Yeah, there was no hiding the fact that I was pregnant. I tried to hide it, though. I really did. Because every time I went out, I could hear the whispers. I could see the glares. The mom judging started before I even had an outside baby. Every time someone laughed, I assumed they were laughing at me. Every time I walked into a room and I saw someone leave, I assumed they were leaving because they didn't agree with my situation. And so I hid. It was easier to stay home than it was to go out and try to explain what was going on. I mean, what was I supposed to say? Actually, this is God's child, and yes, I am still a virgin. Who's gonna believe that? So I stayed home and hid. And the more I hid, the more shame I felt. So peace. Yeah, it was really hard to believe that this was God's plan when the world around me and even those voices inside my head told me I should be ashamed of myself. But the angel said, "Do not fear, for you are highly favored. Unto you a child is born, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, and Prince of Peace." There, in my room, I was fearful. But I chose to believe that God had a plan. And he did. He actually had his own list. Step 1, he destroyed those voices of judgment around me. Step 2, he silenced those thoughts of doubt and shame in my head. Step 3, he accepted me as a child of God. Step 4, he sent strangers from near and far who believed in my crazy story. And step 5, he granted me true peace. Have you ever experienced true peace? For those of you who have held an infant in your arms, and you are well aware of the fact that it is nap time, and they clearly have not got the memo. And they are crying and struggling in your arms and just fighting sleep. And you know that if they would just give in and fall asleep in your nice warm arms, everything would be fine. But they struggle and they cry and they fight it and they struggle and struggle and struggle, and finally, that struggling just stops. And everyone is at peace. That's how I feel when I look at my son. I feel like through this whole situation, I have been like that infant, struggling to find peace. But God has been holding me in his nice warm arms, knowing that if I just gave in and trusted him, that I would be at peace. And now when I look at my son, I don't see those glares. I don't hear the whispers. The mom judging doesn't bother me. Because I am resting in the loving arms of my Father God, and he has given me true peace. The only thing that matters now is what he thinks of me. I love that kid. I'm going to run and say goodbye to him one last time before he gets to the synagogue. But before I leave, I hope that in this crazy busy season and life is throwing all sorts of stuff at you, I hope that you can choose to just rest in God's arms and experience that true peace like I have. There really is nothing like it. Hey, buddy, wait up!